everybody, and God bless. So I wanted to give some time before making this video, and I also wanted to get more understanding on making this video. So I'm just going to be completely blunt and honest. So I know a couple months ago, I think it was like in May, I had posted that I was engaged, and then like the next day or 2 days later, I was like, I'm no longer engaged. And so I wanted to explain that, just because I know that a lot of people came to me and was like, that was so confusing, and I know it had discouraged some people for wanting to get married, wanting to even like pray for a mate or anything like that. And I just wanted to explain that on my side. I'm just going to explain my side, and I am in fault on my side for some things, and I do want to apologize, and I take full responsibility for my side and my faults and what I did. And so I too was very confused at what happened. I thought, you know, maybe this was the path that I was supposed to go, and then some things happened and it messed up. But with more revelations that I've received, I believe what happened was God had been showing me my mate, the person that he wanted me to be with, for a very, very long time, since I first came back to God, and that was like almost 4 years ago. And the thing is, every single time he showed me him, I wouldn't accept it. And it was because I had, as you guys know, like I have a prayer buddy, and he's been helping me through traumas. I had a huge trauma with the idea of being with someone that wasn't my race. And so that's what God kept showing me, that it was someone that wasn't my race. And I was like, I can be friends, but like being with someone like that was very hard for me. And so my prayer buddy, like he helped me through those traumas, and then also just seeking God, he's really helped me. And now that I fully, like I said with God, and I said, God, I need you to restore the memories of those dreams and visions that I had of my mate, because to me it's like I completely forgot about those dreams. And so I'm sitting here thinking like, oh, just within this year I've been having dreams and visions of my mate. But then God brought all of that back to my memory and helped me remember, no, like he's been showing me my mate for a long time, and every single time he looked the same, and I could not accept that. And because I didn't accept that, that is a sign of a lack of faith. And I didn't understand that. Like I've made videos before, like, oh, I love my faith, I have great faith, and I have faith in God and everything, but the idea of me being with someone that is not my race. Hello everybody, and God bless. So I just wanted to add this in. As I'm editing this video, I'm in the process of saying I wasn't okay with someone that wasn't my race. So even when I was recording that video, I didn't want to like offend anyone, but I just need to completely let it out and completely be honest. But the truth is, my soulmate, I do believe, is either Caucasian or a straight up like very, very light skin tone. But I've even seen his hair, it was completely like fine straight. So so I do believe he's Caucasian. But my point is, why I'm making this video is because I realized that when I said somebody that's not my race, a lot of people think that I'm mixed. I am not mixed. Both of my parents are Black. I'm just extremely white. So when I say not my race, I just mean just not African American. And I wanted to clear that up for anybody who's like, well, if she's half white, what's her issue with being with someone that's white? And that's another thing. Like I said, my prayer buddies helped me through a lot of trauma. And I realized as I'm like going to this video that I did have a trauma of the idea of being married to someone that was Caucasian, because of the experience that I've seen of someone who is in a mixed relationship. The ones that I've seen were not good. So, I feel like that was part of it. And then also part of me, and I told my prayer buddy this, I was like, part of me felt like I wasn't, I guess, like worthy enough, because I'll be honest with you, like growing up, you hear that Caucasian guys are either like extremely great or extremely terrible. So I was just like, even if I got like a really good one, I was like, I'm not like worthy enough for that. And my prayer buddy and my mom has helped me see that I had the issue with not seeing my worth. So another reason why I couldn't accept my soulmate was because I didn't feel worthy enough to receive something that great. And so for me, I felt like I was settling when I almost got engaged. That's how I felt. And I was like, this is just the best I can get, because I just always thought I wasn't worthy enough. And now that God is really, really working on me with my worth, and he's starting to like really help me with just getting better right now, I'm really seeing like, yes, God has told me I'm a virtuous woman multiple times. So obviously I'm worthy enough for whatever he has planned for me, and whoever I get with is worthy enough to be with me. So so that's what this video is really about. It's just telling you guys, like, don't doubt what God shows you, and don't doubt that you are worthy enough to receive what God shows you. So yeah, to continue. So I sought God, and I really, really deeply sought him, and I was like, God, I have faith in you. I believe in you. I understand it. And another thing that I was shown is it really looks like it was not going to happen in this lifetime. Now, granted, I still have faith and hope in God, and we should always have faith and hope in God that it can happen like now when we're on earth. But that was a part that God was showing me. And to me, it's like God is saying, if I'm telling you that this will happen after the shift change, will you be okay with that? And I was saying no. And to me, I feel like that was also a sign of a lack of faith. And you know, it's like I opened myself up to be deceived and to be messed up. So then all of a sudden, within the past year, I kept seeing my soulmate, and I did see him the same way I've always seen him, but I also was having dreams of a guy that looked the complete opposite and looked exactly like what I thought would look okay. So I started seeing dreams of someone that I wanted, not someone that I needed, and what I needed was my soulmate that God showed me. And so basically what I'm saying is that the reason why I'm posting is not to just like apologize, because I am apologizing, but also because I understand how this really messed people up who saw that, and I want to take full responsibility. And I also want to help you guys to see that God's plan is always there. It's always going to work. It's our fault for stepping out of God's plan. And when you step out of God's plan, God's not just going to be like, oh, you know, forget your free will, I'm just going to make sure you like go the right way. God is going to be like, well, this is my plan. It's here. It's going to be here whenever you're ready to step back onto it. And so I finally said to God, I said, God, I accept it. I accept his grace, and I accept if it has to happen after the shift change, I accept that. And I asked God to just bring it back to my memory, bring everything back to my memory. And I started remembering dreams and visions that I was like, I completely forgot that. And I remembered a dream that somebody else had as well, and I was like, oh my gosh. And sure enough, there was always a common denominator. So this is why it's so important that, you know, you are truly led by God on everything, that you truly have faith in God on everything, because, you know, if you don't have faith in God, you can open yourself up to being deceived, and it's not just going to ruin your life, but it can ruin everybody else's life. Because what helped me see the light was I was like, this can hurt my child, right? And if I didn't have her, I probably would have just been like, whatever. But no, so I thank God I have her. But also I was seeking God the entire time, like, God, I have faith in you that everything will work out, and sure enough, it worked out, but not the way I thought. But it worked out because it worked out to push me back on God's plan. So there's one aspect, but I do also want to point out, like my mom, she's talked about this before in her Michael Tate video, of the fact that there could be a path that God has for you that involves someone else, right? So let's say God does show you your soulmate, and you do, I mean, not your soulmate, but let's say God shows you someone that he's approves. He's like, yeah, y'all should get married, whatever. And it's going that way. We still have free will. So if that other person or you does not go the way that God planned it, I do believe that that can change what the path looks like. But I do believe the path at the end, like you just getting married in general, like it may not be you getting married to the same person, but you getting married in general will work out. Or you know, you have a path with just a friend, and it's like you going that way with a friend, and that friend doesn't do the way they're supposed to be, I do believe that God has a replacement somewhere for you. So that could also be something that could happen as well. And I also want to say that, you know, during this time when I was in that relationship and then I got engaged and all that stuff, I don't believe that any of that was a waste. I do believe, because I personally learned a lot, and it really helped me even more accept the person that God has for me, because I was like, absolutely not, it's not happening with that person. But I do believe that all of that happened, and it also helped me open my eyes on what parts of me do I need to fix in me to be a better wife. And I do believe that it helped him to see what things he needed to see in himself to be a better husband for whoever God has planned for him, because it ain't me. Alrighty guys, so I just cut out like over a minute of my video because Charity was in the background being extremely loud that I couldn't hear it at all. And I do want to apologize for that and any of my other videos. A lot of times when I record in my headphones, I cannot hear anything else around me, especially when I'm talking. So I am very sorry. It's not that I don't care or anything like that. I'm doing the best I can. There's been so many times when I'm recording and editing and I hear Charity in the background and I literally just start tearing up because I'm like, I feel like I was under the Holy Spirit. I can't just re-record what I was saying. But basically what I was trying to say while my child was being so lovely and having so much fun in the background is I was just doing a little recap and just making sure you guys understand that, you know, the first thing I was talking about was how I could not accept what God showed me. And then, you know, the little add-on I just did talking about how I didn't feel like I was worthy enough. So that was all just like doubting myself, doubting God, you know, doubting the dreams and visions I had. So it was just full of doubt. And recently, just today, my mom just did a little study. So I'm going to add that in too. And she was basically just also talking about how, you know, let's say you're at a store and the person that God wants you with is also at that store, and you're sitting there doubting that God will, you know, make you guys meet right then and there. And the devil can sneak in and whisper in your ear, like, oh, go to the bread aisle, and whisper in his ear, oh, go to the egg aisle. And, you know, most restaurants, most stores, those are on the complete opposite sides. And so that doubt is stopping you from receiving the blessing that God has for you. That doubt comes from fear. Even though it doesn't look like fear, it is a fear. Like I said, I had a literal fear of getting married to someone who was Caucasian. I had a literal fear of, you know, not feeling worthy enough and him just waking up one day and being like, oh, I should not be with you. I had those fears, and those fears cause doubts and false happiness. Like I acted like I was happy for so many months and I was not. And so that is so important that you have no doubt at all. And then the second thing I was talking about was the fact that, you know, God can have a plan set for you, but if it includes someone else, we still have free will. That is not just randomly thrown out the door. So if that other person or you is not, you know, doing the things you're supposed to be doing, God can replace you. And I had tons of dreams about people being replaced in 144,000. So obviously you can be replaced in somebody's life. Okay. And that could be friendship, that could be relationship, that can even be a next door neighbor to someone, just being in the presence of someone, anything like that. And you're not where you're supposed to be at that time that God needs you, boom, he can replace you. So that was that. And the third thing I was saying was how I do believe that none of like the 6 months of us being together, that was not a waste. And I do believe that that can happen to anyone. And I do believe that whatever happens in your life, do not see it as a waste. I believe that no matter what happens in your life, even though, like, for instance, me, I was in the world for a long time and so many bad things happened to me, I was gone, and then I came back and I got right with God, I still believe that everything that happened there was for some reason. So just don't think that way. Always just say there was something in that needed to happen. Something needed to happen. And I just try to think that way to keep me positive. Stay positive. Try your best not to be doubtful and just have faith in God. All right. So to continue. That's all I want to say. I really pray that that helped anyone who was confused or, you know, got discouraged in any kind of way, but always have faith and hope in God that he will lead you and guide you on which way he wants you to go. But at the same time, just really make sure that you do not ignore red flags, because sometimes God can show you something and it's not meant to be for now. It's not meant to be for that time. All right, so God bless you all for this one.